Hey everybody, this is the Aggressively Medium podcast with Lee and Josh.
Welcome to the Aggressively Medium podcast. This is our third try today.
Well,
Recording. We are professionals.
yeah, Corona's messing with us, messing with the computer.
Yeah.
It got the virus.
It's got the virus for sure.
Yeah, but
now we are in our proper protection equipment.
Yep,
That's PPE.
heavy duty, specialty made.
Heavy duty. They're available everywhere masks are sold.
Yep, or pot lids or laundry bags.
Yeah, exactly.
In a pinch.
So,
But
it's been a minute.
yeah.
Why has it been a minute, Lee?
Well, I know you guys probably hadn't heard it, but there's this thing going around that's called the coronavirus.
I haven't heard about that at all.
Yeah. At first, I thought it was a recall on the beer, had salmonella in it or something.
Which might still be a possibility.
But, dude, long time no see.
Yeah.
Been a couple weeks.
It has. Which we talked about this a couple of weeks ago.
Last time we were
here.
Pod.
And one of us thought this would all be done.
Yeah, it basically is now. So
I don't know about all that.
Yeah.
Everywhere's still shut down.
Oh, well, but yeah, that's for social media's sake.
Oh, okay.
More than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All these businesses losing money. The higher ups, the elites of the world. It's just for social media.
Look, all right, so we've already watched the video.
Yeah.
We'll put it in the show notes on our YouTube channel and stuff. But it's a short little video from a political commentator that just asks some pretty common sense questions that he would want to ask doctors. So check it out when you watch this. Check the video out to know what we're about to talk about. But
yeah. Give us a little bit of a synopsis of what he says.
But so basically, the guy's name's Mark Levin. He's a really well-known conservative political commentator, and in the video, he's on Sean Hannity's show. But in the video, he basically has 3 questions for doctors. Mm-hmm. A is, okay, cool. So we've got the quarantine going. People are listening to it. We're staying at home, self-quarantining, all that stuff. But that means nobody's getting exposed to the coronavirus.
Mm-hmm.
And when the government finally says, all right, let's open this stuff back up and go, it's going to be a bunch of lily white people going back outside where the virus still is.
Mm-hmm.
So that's A.
Mm-hmm.
What's the point in quarantining everybody to eventually open it back up and they're just as susceptible to get it?
Okay. So my like devil's advocate to that would be we do similar things with like tornado sirens. Like we don't know that there's going to be a tornado, but there's the possibility, there's a watch, there's a warning. Let's throw the tornado warning out there, but every time that happens, people aren't like, oh, I shouldn't listen to the tornado warnings anymore. Like we shouldn't take precautions.
Yeah.
Just because nothing happened. I mean, precautions are there to be cautious, to see what's good. That's my thought on it.
How that would play together is if, for some reason, the tornado sirens also make you more susceptible for a tornado to hit you.
Yeah, I could see that.
So
I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
If that was the case,
Yeah.
Especially with the weather we're supposed to be having this weekend on Easter Sunday.
Which will probably be
if
next
they
week
if they ring the sirens, everybody goes inside. No tornado drops. They come outside, and for some reason the siren put a tornado magnet on their back.
Yeah. Well, and so I think what's going to happen with that is there's going to be a like we're starting to work on vaccines. We're starting to work on it. So that's going to be the, we're all not exposed to the yellow fever or whatever anymore, but because we've got vaccines and all that stuff. So I think that's part of like what they're working into it is that thought process. But
that's I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah,
because I'm pro-vaccine other than the flu shot. But
other than the flu shot,
that's a different
other
game.
than the flu shot,
that's a different game. But then his second point is, we have seen an uptick in crime,
Mm-hmm.
in substance abuse, suicide, spousal abuse, child abuse,
Yeah.
because everybody's stuck at home going
Everybody's staying
crazy.
at home. Yeah.
So Mark Levin is wondering at what point what do those numbers need to get to where that's more important to fix than a cold,
Then the virus.
And nobody's addressed that. Nobody wants to address that. The media and the governments are all just quarantine. Don't get the coronavirus.
Yeah.
And we've got all these very negative side effects of quarantine, and it's just like he's just asking at what point does that tip the scale?
Yeah.
Is it a million people die or are hurt from those things, or is it 61,000 so that it's more than the likely deaths of the like? That's his second question.
Yeah.
Which is a good point.
It is.
It's something to think about.
Yeah. But I mean, I feel like we can't control people's actions. That's like saying, I mean, to me, it'd be a similar thing with gun control. Like, how many people need to die at the hands of guns before we say no more guns? It's like, well, we're still trying to protect people. And, like, having guns doesn't necessarily mean that people are going to get killed by guns, and having people inside doesn't necessarily mean that people are going to beat their wives and their children and substance abuse and all that. I mean, it's a side effect. I get it. Just like similar with gun control. Guns are there. A side effect is dumb people are going to kill other people that don't need to be killed. But, I mean, I don't know. That's a good question.
It's just to think about, because it's something different than just, oh my God, I can't get this virus.
Yeah.
Well, would I rather get the virus or get hit with a baseball bat by my husband or my wife?
It depends on the odds.
Or shake my baby.
Pretty high at this point, honestly.
So that's all he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
And then third, he makes a good point of we're not seeing a bunch of grocery store worker deaths.
Yeah.
And they're open during this.
Mm-hmm.
And so if the whole point is to keep people from getting it, we don't have just a mile-long list of grocery store workers that are getting it.
Yeah.
Why would that not correlate to opening up stuff?
Yeah.
Back up.
And on my side of things, and I'm probably gonna play devil's advocate 90% of the time.
That's all we do.
Because,
we do that with each other all the time. That's
exactly.
Fine.
But my thought would be, we don't have those numbers because I think we took the precaution. Like, I mean, grocery store workers, like, they've got the shields up, they've got the face mask on, they're wearing gloves, they're desanitizing stuff. But, I mean, there probably are some food workers, grocery store workers that are.
Yeah.
I mean, I know, like, in New York right now, firefighters and police officers and stuff like that, those numbers are up pretty high. Even, like, I think they had the first responder death the other day in New York. But, I mean, also, I've been doing a lot of research, too, about the numbers being possibly higher. The death number is higher than what it should be. In
first world or China?
Here.
There's no way it wouldn't be marked up. There's no way.
Well, and that's essentially what I'm saying is, like, it's marked up. Like, some old lady dies in a nursing home from, like, flu-related symptoms. They're like, oh, it was corona. Or,
oh yeah, they're finding ways to tie it to deaths.
Yeah.
And so the 60,000 number that this is from the government, we're not just making up numbers, but their newest projections are 60,000.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's over, but it definitely isn't an undershoot.
Yeah, and
because why would the media ever give you, like, modest numbers?
Yeah. Well, and I think some part of that is going to be the fact that we did take some precautions and we've started to flatten the curve. I mean, I think that's a safe thing to say. But on the other hand, like, you move your deaths from like 2 million to 60,000. Like,
yeah,
right. There's
no news agency wants to do that.
no, because it doesn't sell news.
And then so from that, there's no way it's 60,000 is the highest number they think they can get away with.
Probably, yeah.
But that's cynical, fake news. I don't believe the news anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to weed through like what's true and what's not true.
Yeah.
And I think we talked a little bit something similar to this the other day. Is like, I'm not sure that it's all news and it's all like that. It's just that people are wanting to scare us into one thing or the other, because a lot of these like billionaires and millionaires are losing tons of money.
Yeah.
And so I mean, if it was all just hype, then they could put their foot down with some of these politicians and stuff and be like, hey, we're opening our factory back up. Like, their lobbyist would pay them a cool $3 million and be like, hey, we're making ventilators or something. I don't care. But on the side, we're still making cars.
Yeah. But at the same time, with all the bailout stimulus money,
mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's a lot easier if you're going to get a huge check from the government to compensate for what you lost. It's a lot easier not to care about what you're losing.
That's true.
So
that's true.
It's just stuff to think about. The guy's video, it's 6 minutes long. He talked about it less than we have.
Yeah.
And he's smart and has done the research.
Yeah,
but
we're
so
not smart.
check the video. Yeah, check the video out. See what you think for yourself. It's just something to think about.
Yeah.
Because everybody's been jamming, don't get this virus
down your throat.
And from an economic standpoint, this is going to be rough.
Yeah.
Coming out of this.
Absolutely. There's going to be a lot of businesses that aren't going to be in business anymore.
Yeah.
After this.
Yeah. It's like,
hopefully neither one of our businesses.
Yeah, for real. What's the expression, like, when the tide goes out, you know who's skinny dipping? Does that make sense? You can see it in your head.
It makes 100% sense, but I've never heard that saying before.
When the tide goes out, you know who's skinny dipping.
Yeah.
And that's Dave Ramsey, by the way.
Really?
But basically what he's saying is that this problem is going to weed out a bunch of people that
didn't need to be
weren't good at business.
Yeah.
Or were just in a tight spot or just got started.
Yeah. And
so for that sake, it's sad, but this is going to cull. It's just like what we talked about with like natural selection and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, which basically is capitalism.
Oh, yeah.
In its truest form is that, and if you look throughout history, the companies that stay open through this kind of stuff are the ones that people write books about.
Oh, yeah,
now.
For sure. The legacy brands. I think we might even
I think we did.
On that the last
might have
podcast.
said the exact same thing. But
yeah, which one thing that has happened since the pandemic is me and my wife have started using TikTok.
Oh god.
Just to like watch videos, which at first I was pretty like against.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, it's just a bunch of high schoolers dancing or whatever.
Oh, it's not.
It's not. It's pretty much Vine. What Vine used to be.
Are you watching the good ones?
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to watch...
Okay. No.
Oh, hey, let's go watch bad ones.
Do you know the comedian Tom Segura?
Yeah.
He and his wife have a really funny podcast called Your Mom's House. Check it out. They review the half-headed ones. I don't know. I'm trying to think of the nicest way to say it.
I literally am like, don't know what you're talking about right now.
With TikTok, there is a fairly large community of special needs people.
Oh,
making TikToks,
and they're great at it.
Yeah, or they're quick with them.
Yeah,
they're good at putting them out.
Yeah.
I don't know if I
some of them are pretty good.
I wouldn't say they're
good
at TikTok. They're good at uploading bad videos.
Yeah.
Check out Tom Segura and his wife.
Their podcast.
They spend a lot of time finding and watching special TikToks.
Well,
and it's funny.
I really don't know. I don't know what lines to cross and what not to cross, and what we can say and can't say.
We can say whatever we want. It's our podcast.
Yeah,
and we're talking. Just check them out.
Yeah,
it's funny. It's funny.
Yeah, there are some great special needs content out there.
Yes,
for sure. Like one guy, because I follow this one guy. Is his brother has Down syndrome. I can't remember the name of the what it was. I could probably look it up. But his Down syndrome brother is super into wrestling, which seems to be a theme.
Pro wrestling?
Yeah.
Oh, they all are.
Well,
yeah,
that
they
seems
all
kind
are.
of insensitive, but
it's true.
I'm not gonna say it's not true.
I might be mean, but I'm not wrong.
But it's so he likes wrestling, and then his brother just walks in on his special needs brother every time. It says like Stay Golden 7 is the name of the account, and they're hilarious. It's him and his older brother. His older brother, I think, takes care of him. And it's just them like messing with each other back and forth, and not in a mean way. It's very like, it's pretty wholesome. Yeah. But it's hilarious. Anyways,
I'm definitely not talking about like actual special like Down syndrome and like severe autism and stuff. I'm not joking about that kind of stuff. The video, there is that. There is some of that that's funny, but a lot of it is like the kid's mom probably drank while she was pregnant, and those kind of people. Yeah.
Okay.
The ones
not special needs, dumb people.
By strict definition, they do have special needs, but I'm not talking about Down syndrome and that kind. I'm talking about the ones
they're just a little special.
They were probably homeschooled.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Those kind of people.
Yeah.
They'll put up a lot of TikToks.
I can see that.
And they're really funny.
Well, so one thing, and me and you have touched on this a lot over our friendship, and we've actually like consulted. Oh gosh, I can't remember what that girl's name was now. Anyways, it was a girl that used to work with me at the warehouse. But so there's a TikTok challenge going around where it is girls filming them and their best friend who's a guy. And then they're like going through all this stuff like, oh, we've been friends for such and such. We've been this and that. And then they're like, I'm going to try and kiss him today. And I've probably watched over the course of 2 weeks, probably 400 of these videos. Gosh. Just because it's just one of those things that just pops up a lot. Everybody's trying it right now. And I would say out of 400 of those videos, probably 10% of the guys actually pull away. Because guys and girls are not best friends.
Oh, no.
Like,
a guy's not a best... A guy is not close friends with a female...
And doesn't want...
Unless he's not unless he's interested.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's
even the tiniest bit interested.
Yeah.
There's not going to be... Yeah. You're not going to be playing around with some dude and then he has no interest in you at all.
That's one of my biggest pet peeves is girls that say, I just don't get along with girls. I just have a bunch of guy friends.
Oh, my God.
And in reality, it's putting a Band-Aid on a bullet hole.
Yeah, and
of intimacy and relationship and comfort and attention.
Absolutely. There's a really good episode of New Girl where they talk. Nick and Jess are like best friends or whatever.
Do you like New Girl?
Yeah.
We've never talked about it. That's one of my favorite shows.
I love it. Well, the emotional fluffer.
Oh, yeah.
Like where him and her are like doing all the things that couples should do, but they're just friends.
And she's railing her boyfriend who's not having to go to IKEA with her or take her to the grocery store.
And he is an emotional fluffer. So he's fulfilling that emotional need in her that she's not getting somewhere else. Right. And that's the same thing with boys and girls who are friends, is they're playing that role without any of the titles, without any of the... And so... like
it's a filler.
Yeah. And I get that, like, I mean, I am friends with some girls.
Right.
And
it's not what we're talking about.
Yeah. Like, best friends. You hang out every day. Or at least 3 times a week.
You hang out with...
No, I don't. The only girl that I hang out every day is with my wife. But I'm talking about other, like when we were single. If I was single and I'm trying to hang out with a girl 3 times a week, 2 times a week, really,
it ain't for fun.
It ain't for fun. It's because I'm testing the water, man. I'm trying to see. Yep. And it comes at like an unfortunate price because dating nowadays is so convoluted that it's like I really don't know what I am to this girl. Like, I mean, we've been hanging out for weeks. We've been, et cetera, but like I really don't know where we're at.
Yeah. Oh, one thing with that, no,
your eyes popped out of your head.
It just popped into my
hard.
head. So there's actually studies that are showing that stalking is on the rise and has been.
Yeah, I've been doing it for years.
Some people in the psychology world and the psychiatry world and social relationships stuff.
Yeah,
that they think it's because of this vague talking, hanging out, not dating.
Yeah.
Getting real attached to somebody, and then you want to ask them out on a date. The girl says, well, no, that's never been what this is. And then he follows her around.
Well,
and the numbers line up because like the more those like filler relationships happen and get more normal in society,
the more that stalking's
going
on.
The more weird stalking and restraining orders
and I guess
go
I
up.
can get that.
Like, it absolutely makes sense.
I understand it. I'm not going to be that guy, but I understand it. And with social media too, like it's so much easier to be that stalker type guy.
You don't have to have any skill to stalk somebody.
You don't even
anymore.
have to go see. You don't even have to drive around. You can stalk somebody. As much content as people are putting out, and as much
tagging their location in it too. My gosh, I don't have to look at a map once.
No. You can pull
just
up
find
Snapchat. You can pull up Snapchat and see people's locations on the map. Yeah. No, I get that. And I've been on the other side of that too.
Right.
With
the stalking side of it?
Nah, maybe. I've been on the side of it.
Not
where
allowed
it's
to
like,
talk about it.
Yeah, not anymore.
Ongoing
The court case.
Yeah,
can't talk. Lawyer
order.
told me not to talk about the stalking.
Till it's over. Gotcha.
Yeah, sorry, Becky. I've never known a girl named Becky. So, but anyways, like, I mean, I've been on the side of that where it's like, and me and my wife were actually talking about it the other day with a girl who she had met that knew me.
Yeah.
And she said the girl's name, and I was like, I have no idea who that is. But once she started talking about it, I was like, oh, wait, yeah, no. So this girl, me and her were talking. She came over to the house and watched a movie, et cetera, would come over all the time. And then I asked her out on a date, and she was like floored.
Shocked that you'd think that.
Whoa, wait.
Yep.
Like, you think I like just texting you to be friends, or?
You're artificially filling her needs.
Yeah.
And she just assumes it's reciprocated.
Yeah. And it's so.
Boys and girls are different. Nothing, you can write up all the blog posts you want about gender ain't real. You can say whatever you want. Good luck with that. We're different.
Yeah.
For a reason.
Absolutely.
God made it that way. And we need different things and operate differently. Yeah. If a guy texts you more than just for information, there's a reason he's texting you more.
Yeah.
And it's because he wants to get with you.
So Carolina.
Yeah.
If you are 10 years, 15 years down the road,
that's gonna be
some guy's texting you and you think it's just for friendship, Uncle Josh and Daddy Lee is going to go whoop that dude's tail.
You won't have to worry about her.
Yeah.
She's
not going to have a
You
phone.
think I don't talk exactly like this at the house now?
Yeah.
She's hearing it from day one.
Well, and that's just... I can't even remember that girl's name. We had talked to a girl about this at the warehouse.
This is a girl in Texas.
Yeah, I can't remember her name.
Mackenzie?
Ooh.
Matt?
Mick something.
Mackenzie, then.
No, it's not Mackenzie.
Well, there ain't no Mick.
It wasn't Michaela. But yeah, we talked to her about the same thing, and we got down to the bottom. And she liked the dude.
Yeah.
when we sat there and talked to her about it, she was like, "Oh no, we're just friends. We're just hanging out."
Yeah.
And then when we started like diving deep, it was like McKenna.
Yep.
We were like, "Yeah, you like this dude, and he likes you back." And I don't think probably nothing happened about it, but
No.
yeah, man.
It had never crossed her mind.
Yeah.
That he was there for
other reasons other than just being a friend.
friendship.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I've probably led some girls on in the past, not meaning to.
Yeah.
Or I had some girls that I was like feeling that emotional need with, and not saying that it was right.
Yeah.
But I mean, it happened.
Yeah.
I was single for like almost 10 years.
Yeah.
At one point. So
a fake relationship is better than lonely to a lot of people.
It is.
Yeah.
No doubt, man.
Doesn't have to be, but it's easy to, like, okay, this ties into this. Full circle here, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Full circle. When Anna was pregnant,
mm-hmm.
we were both those parents that are like, no iPads. She ain't watching a bunch of TV.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
She's 9 months old.
Uh-uh.
And it's already just like, throw her a handful of puffs and let her watch something.
On.
She's 9 months old.
Yeah.
It's slippery.
It's a slippery slope, but it's also,
slippery.
man, gosh, it's so easy.
Yeah.
You have all of the freedom in the world without a kid.
Yeah.
Then you get a kid and you have no freedom.
Zero.
Almost no freedom.
Yeah.
And so you're itching for that like little bit of relief, that little bit of freedom. Hey, watch your iPad.
But that's not new. Our parents would send us outside.
Yeah, well, they would send us outside, or they would, drop us off at the community pool or whatever. And I mean, I get it. Like, I'm not gonna fault anybody for needing a break every now and then.
Yeah,
but
we're not gonna be the restaurant people, though.
Oh, where they're
just bring an iPad to the restaurant and the kid sits there.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know.
I say that. I don't want to be, but by God, is it easy?
Yeah.
It's
especially
easy.
if they're causing. I mean, kids don't like to sit down.
Right.
So if they don't like to sit down, you throw an iPad in front of them, and they'll sit down and just be quiet for a little while. I get it.
Yeah.
I get that. I'm not throwing anybody under the bus there.
It's sad to say that's really easy to do.
Yeah. But
easier than I thought it would be. Like, shockingly. How quick it came on, too.
Not even old enough to really, even know what an iPad is.
Yeah.
I've been talking about this book a little bit.
You've taught me through it.
There's no good way to parlay into this, so we're just going to talk about it. So,
what book is it?
This book, that's probably a good point, huh?
Yeah, what's the book?
Scandalous Freedom by Steve Brown. A buddy of mine, Chad, we talked about Chad a couple times too. Kind of got a little man crush on him. But he's one of the smartest dudes I know.
Tesla account.
Yeah, Tesla guy. And he recommended this book to me. It was really good. And it lined up really well with, there was something happened right after this, and I'll get into it too after I read this quote. So the quote is, or the section of the book, God isn't a spoiled sport. He doesn't find out what we enjoy and then take delight in telling us that it is wrong, and that if we don't get in line, he'll punish us. As we have seen, some define sin as what you enjoy, and if you didn't enjoy it, it wasn't sin. Nothing could be further from the truth. God's laws are his gift to us. They reflect the way the world works. If you want to know the best way to live according to God's instructions. If you want to live a reasonably happy life, live according to the instructions God has given. If you want to be reasonably healthy and wise, then do what God says. God doesn't tell us that adultery is wrong because he thinks sex is nasty. He tells us that adultery is wrong because it can destroy your life, your spouse's life, and the lives of your children. He doesn't tell us to forgive to keep us from getting justice. He says to forgive because it's the best thing for your heart and your stomach. Bitterness in the end will destroy you and rob you of your peace. That's just like...
solid.
Yeah, and I was... So what happened, this was crazy because it was right after I read that section of the book, is me and a buddy were hanging out. We were just hanging out, and we were sitting around getting some drinks, and this girl like walks up to us.
You told me this. Okay.
Yeah, and so she walks up to us and starts like, at first I think she was hitting on me, and then she realized I had a ring, and she starts hitting on the guy next to me. That was my buddy. And so somehow the conversation works into we were Christians. We had church or something the next day, or I don't remember how it happened, but then she starts talking about, well, you know, God doesn't care about me or whatever. And then we start talking to her, and she was like, well, what's God think about 3 ways? And it was like, well, I mean, I can't necessarily say that he's for them or against them, but if you live the way he's telling you to live, it's for a reason. You know, like, I'm not telling you you're going to hell because you got a 3-way. That's what I was getting at with.
Okay.
I'm not saying he likes them or is against them. He's definitely against them.
I was about to say, he's got a pretty firm point of view on
He's
it.
against them. But, like, I'm not telling you you're going to hell because you got a 3-way.
Right.
But, and as we started talking to this girl, she started realizing herself what was going on in her own life by just talking through the situation. Like, she said, you know, I started saying, well, you know, I just personally wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah.
And then she was like, well, so, okay, so your wife walks in with some, you know, hot girl, and she's like, babe, I want to have a threesome. You wouldn't do that. I was like, no.
Yeah.
Because for the rest of her life, she's going to be sitting there wondering, did he like her more than me?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, there's no way you're not thinking that.
Yeah.
And then as we were talking about it, she said, I think about that all the time.
Of course she does.
Of course she does, because it just makes sense. Like, that's because God doesn't tell you to have a 3-way, not to have a 3-way because he's like, this is super fun. I don't want you guys to do it. He does that because he wants you to be the happiest you can be.
Yeah.
And if you live according to the laws and the rules and stuff that he set up, then, like, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But that's not to say also that, like, you have to abide by these rules. If you don't abide by these rules, you're going to hell.
Yeah.
Like, when God said, you're free and you're free indeed, that wasn't, you're free, but you can't do this.
Right.
And you can't do that. So you can do whatever you want, but there's earthly consequences.
Yeah.
Not necessarily heavenly consequences, but there are earthly consequences. Everything you do is going to have an earthly consequence.
Yeah, not damnation consequence.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, he's, Bible says 1,000 times, he's our dad.
Yeah.
He's the father.
Yeah.
He's the perfect father, example of a father. So it's relationship based, not rules based.
Yeah.
The rules are there to help the relationship. And so, like you said about earthly if you just immorality in general, premarital sex with the same gender, different gender, it's a corruption of the purpose.
There's nothing that's worse than the other one.
So we've got, right, that's important to know, because then people don't want to, if you don't make that clear, nobody's going to listen to you to begin with.
Yeah.
But, like, if you, God, you can't shake a stick outside without hitting somebody that has negative repercussions from premarital sex.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Soul ties, we'll talk about all this stuff for the rest of our lives, but the earthly consequences to the sin are easy to spot.
Yeah.
And
insecurities.
But also, if God to man is relational, think about when you hurt Meg's feelings.
Yeah.
Or when I hurt Anna's feelings. The house is different.
Yeah.
You're not open. You're not having a good time and talking and having fun, and it's awkward.
Yeah.
And when you upset God by blatantly sinning, it's that same relational concept of, well, now there's some blocks between the two of you.
Which is honestly, it's and he's pretty clear about it in Scripture that like most of the time that's on you.
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
no. He
doesn't.
Yeah.
Like you say, because I mean, and that's another thing that like you carry around that like that weight and that stuff that's like why like holding you down. He forgave you of that stuff before
you did it.
Before you did it, yeah. When you asked for forgiveness initially to get saved, he saved past, present, and future.
Yep.
So you're walking around with that weight, and I can't remember who it was that I've heard say this, but they were talking about, you know, after you sin and you feel that guilt and you feel that weight, and you're just like, oh, I'm so sorry. I've just please forgive me. That has nothing to do with God. That's more
his side's already been done.
That's more of the forces that are on the other side trying to get your mind off of the forgiveness side of things.
Yeah.
Like you're sitting there thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it, and God's like, bro, what are you talking about? You come before him, you say, hey, sorry for this.
Yeah.
It's as far as the east is from the west at that point.
Yeah.
And then so you ask for forgiveness again, and he's like, bro, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What?
It's not for his sake.
No.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't carry that. I mean, obviously, there's earthly implications to everything.
Yeah.
But like after you come to him with a repentant heart, like, bro, it's over with.
Yeah.
Like any distance that's between the two of you is all what you've created.
Yeah.
You've put distance in between you. Like God's right there.
He's not going to make you apologize.
No.
That's not how he's built. That's not his character.
Yeah.
He can't force you to do anything.
Yeah.
Because if he forces you to do what he says, that's not a relationship.
Yeah. And we don't have free will at that point.
Right.
Which is one of the big things he likes is free will.
Well, yeah. That was the whole point from the get-go.
Yeah.
You can't have a forced relationship with anybody.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work. And so for what a lot of people say as far as like, oh, you're a sinner and God sends you to hell.
Mm-mm.
Well, nope, that's not it. You choose.
Yeah.
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 Because it even says, I know this got really spiritual, but we're outspoken Christians.
Yeah,
Josh
absolutely.
and I, we met through our church, through our local church. That's how we started the relationship.
15,000 years ago.
Feels like it. Gosh. But to just say, God doesn't send people to hell.
No, absolutely
That's not how it works.
Yeah.
It doesn't say God sends people to hell.
Mm-mm.
That's a huge mess up on our
up,
part to say that I didn't do what he wanted and he's punishing me with hell.
Yeah.
No. It's he created the relationship or the opportunity for the relationship. If you choose to not have that relationship, you do not get to continue to have that relationship after you die.
Yeah, yeah.
It's your choice.
Yeah, absolutely.
He is ready and waiting as soon as you take that step towards him. But if you don't, repercussions.
Yeah.
That's what we've been talking about.
Repercussions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If A, then B.
Yeah.
If you don't want anything to do with the relationship with God, he's not going to make you.
Yeah.
Because then it's not a relationship.
Yeah.
But because he is just. He's merciful and just.
Mm-hmm.
But there has to be an A and a B.
Yeah.
And I hope that helps. It should. If you're truly struggling with a relationship or interested in it or whatever, that should be one of the most freeing things you've ever heard in your life.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And so
that's when I went to Oklahoma and did that internship. I've been a Christian for, at that point, 21, 22 years. And when somebody told me God didn't need me to ask for forgiveness, because he had already forgiven
it's done.
What I had done before, what I was already doing, and then what I would do in the past.
Yep.
It blew I was so free after that point.
Yeah.
Like, that's like true freedom.
Right.
Is like freedom, and that's part of the book, is like freedom isn't freedom because if you do this, then he's going to be like super mad at you.
Right.
Like freedom is like, hey, you do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You can go out there and have sex with 15 different women every night of the week. God's still going to be there.
Yeah.
He gave you that freedom.
Yeah.
But with that freedom, he's also giving you these laws that's like, hey, if you do that, it's going to cause problems.
Yep.
But
yeah.
Another thing I'm super thankful for as far as Christian, I believe God has my back because I have looked at girls that I was in a relationship with in like high school and middle school and seen what they look like now.
Yeah.
And just like thank you God, like you were looking out for me.
Yeah.
That girl in middle school that I thought was going to be my wife. Yeah. I'm really glad you made it.
Probably cried over. Same here.
Yeah. Looks like a bulldog now.
Thank God you didn't listen to me.
Yeah. Thank God. Yeah. Thank God I didn't have that. Like,
yeah.
Ooh. Because I looked at one me and Meg were going through some stuff the other day.
Wow.
And I showed her one and I was like, she's like, what?
Yeah.
Like, look, I don't know. Hard living, I guess. Maybe that over the past 30 years, some hard living caught up to her, but.
Yep. Rode hard and put up wet.
Oof. Thank God.
Oh man,
that's the funniest thing to go back and like.
Absolutely.
If you can remember their names, I suggest everybody goes back and looks.
Yeah. If you're in a place where you can do that without it affecting you negatively.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. Because if she comes out to be a hottie and then you message her, that's not a good. We just talked about that.
Or even
don't do that.
If you have the unresolved
feelings,
you haven't dealt with it and gotten over it, probably don't need to dig it back up. Yeah. But so with all this Corona stuff, I have been granted permission to leave the house more and more from the wife, but they're not long. Yeah. So we kind of gotta wrap this thing up. If was one thing that we didn't get to talk about that you wish we did, and then we can call it.
Let me look at the notes real quick. I think we're good. I mean, there's some stuff that we'll get into in another episode because like if we start talking about Tiger King right now,
both seen it. I'm gonna watch it again. It's fantastic.
We'll end with this question.
Okay.
And this is just like a light question because it's been kind of heavy for a minute.
Yeah.
I am obsessed with which one would you rather, like, would you rather questions.
Would you rather?
And, like, actually thinking about it. Not like,
yeah.
Whatever. Would you rather pee a golf ball out or poop a watermelon?
Pee a golf ball.
Really?
Got to. You poop a watermelon, you're dead.
Well, that's not true. Girls that have babies. Babies can be the size.
That's not your pooper.
We're not pooping them out, but they're coming out of a hole that's about the same, roughly the same size.
Birth canal is literally built to stretch. Butthole is not.
True.
Well, that's science. Like, that's medical science.
Okay, but like so let's get on. Like you've had some kidney stones.
I know. That's what
itty bitty, little bitty. I'm talking about.
I know. Shaped like a baby carrot. Got hung.
Yeah.
Went in with a claw.
Yeah.
Got it. Worst month of my life.
Still would rather.
It's if you poop a
watermelon,
you're dead.
Well, death aside, we're saying
okay.
Death.
Still tennis ball.
Still
or golf ball.
Still golf ball.
Gotta be.
What would it change if it was a tennis ball?
I don't think so.
At what size would it change?
If you said, would you rather pee a watermelon or do a watermelon?
And then it was still.
I guess I go do. I don't know. It's destroying whichever route it's taking.
Yeah, absolutely.
And would you? Okay, so you're basically asking me, would I rather blow up my butthole or my wiener?
Yeah.
Is that what you're asking me?
Pretty much.
You blow that butthole up, that beehole gets torn up. Your insides are tore up.
Yeah.
That's a lot of surgery.
Penis hole, it ain't just a direct line from your. You got a lot of stuff in between there too that you're blowing up.
It's certain death with the beehole.
Okay.
There's just no way around it.
Yeah.
You can't pass something that big and everything be okay. That's years of surgery. Yeah. Years of surgery. Not saying a golf ball through the Wii is any better.
Mm-hmm.
It's just you could survive that or over the other one.
Yeah. So,
and it's my opinion. I don't know. I'm
yeah,
just saying.
Just like if to me, like just looking at something like it, just I got curious.
You watched some videos?
No, I just looked up what's the biggest thing anybody's pooped out.
Pooped out or have shoved up and had to be extracted?
See, I didn't get that. I somebody said they 15 pounds of poop. That's a lot of poop.
Well, but if it's coming out the right shape, it's just 20 feet long. That's different than a watermelon.
Yeah.
Because you could poop out 15 pounds and there's no damage.
Yeah. If it's all coming out
if it all comes out of 15 feet worth of pipe, but it's the right size, you could be okay.
So, biggest objects ever smuggled in butts.
So,
100 bags of heroin.
100 bags. All right.
A phone and 2 hands-free kits.
Okay, so
2 cell phones, 2 batteries, 1 pair of pliers, 2 drill bits, 8 small hacksaws, 5 nails, 3 SIM cards.
Okay.
At one time.
Oh. They're deceased.
Let's see. Yeah.
Oh, their life's ruined, though.
Probably so.
You never sit down again.
A pound of gold. A half pound of meth. A loaded Dillinger pistol. Cell phone, MP3 player, earbud, headphones, marijuana, tobacco, and $140. Okay. Hopefully not in ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
10-inch gun. A pound of explosives? Come on now, people.
That's got to be similar to after eating Mexican food, though.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Right?
Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taco Bell put 10 pounds of explosives out.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah. But
yeah,
I don't know.
So
I think I'm going golf ball.
I think I would probably.
It's the amount of hours it would take to fix your insides.
Yeah.
For the watermelon.
So
you're probably not making it anyway, but then you're talking about years of surgery.
Yeah. I think either way, you're messed up.
Yeah. Well, you brought it up.
I know.
Yeah.
It's an interesting.
Is number 3 put a bullet in my head over the 2?
No.
Okay, so you got to pick one? Okay.
Number 3 would be like pass a dodgeball out your ear canal or something. I don't know.
Man. I'm sticking with golf ball.
Sticking with golf ball.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go golf ball too.
Yeah.
Just based on.
You have to.
Yeah.
A watermelon?
Well.
Nah.
I think if it was a baby watermelon, like one of the little bitty ones. Hold on. Hear me out before you start shaking your head. I think if it's a little bitty one, like a baby watermelon, the size is in comparison to the hole is the same size.
So like a cucumber.
A little bit bigger than cucumber, yeah.
But that shape.
Yeah. Those little bitty ones. You know what I'm talking about.
A watermelon?
Yeah, little baby watermelons.
It's still bigger than a softball.
But so if you're talking about a golf ball,
talking like a single serve watermelon.
Yeah, talking about a golf ball through your wiener hole. The wiener hole is very small.
Also stretchy.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Now not golf ball stretchy.
Yeah.
But it'd be.
You can blow stuff through it and then it comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Butthole doesn't go back.
Yeah.
It's not meant to be squishy.
Very true.
So with that, got to be golf ball.
Golf ball.
Doesn't matter.
Golf ball.
Unless it's a golf ball out the butt or out the front.
Yeah.
You got to go out the front with a golf ball.
Yeah. So with that being said.
Yeah. Good thing to end it on.
Yeah.
But
so follow us on social media.
Yep.
at Aggressively Medium Pod on Instagram. We're gonna start cranking these things out once a week now.
YouTube channel. Now that
we're out of quarantine.
Now that the craziness of all this is starting to peter out, we'll get back to normal.
Yeah. And there's right now, besides this episode, there'll be 3 episodes up.
Yeah.
First episode is just going to be an introduction.
Meet and greet.
Second episode, you can skip it, honestly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Don't skip it.
We weren't hitting where
we're new. We're new. We're figuring this out.
First episode was really rough.
We're amateurs.
Yeah.
Figuring
Second
out
episode,
as we go.
Or third episode's better. Fourth episode, I feel like we're...
This one.
Yeah.
We'll see. If anything, it'll get you to laugh once or twice while you're stuck in the house.
Yeah.
But like we said, we're going to do some more of these. We're going to get back on the right.
Are they still doing the swag store thing?
Yeah. So swagstore.net. I talked about it last time. They are still making them, the support local T-shirts that you can go. The T-shirt's $25. You go. You find the business, the local business you want to support. Pick that shirt. It's $25. The swag store gets $13. They send the other $12 to the business that you choose. Anything helps during this time.
Yeah.
It's hard to make a living when nobody's allowed to leave their house.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's still on there, and we'll put the link to it on our social media.
Yeah.
And you can go to it straight from that instead of trying to go through 10 pages to find Cheese Louise. But yeah, again, that's swagstore.net.
Yeah.
Thanks. It's a good-looking shirt. I've got mine in now. I'll probably wear it next time. Good-looking shirt.
Check out Cheese Louise on all social media.
Facebook, Instagram.
mammothclothing.co. Get some shirts. Any sales until this thing's over with, go to your local outdoor retailer. So a little bit of giving back. So.
Yeah, man. Cool.
All right. Well,
on that note, we'll see you guys later.
We're freaking out, bro.
Yeah.